MENA Falcons versus the Cambodian Owls to duke it out and find out where this group falls into place. Already taking a look at this, the lineups that we see here are very interesting. I mean, the fact, too, that we get to see a Kagura now paired up with a Natan is going to actually play a part, and KenG picks up the Roger. And for CSU, man, off the momentum that we just saw them go against 2-0 for Fnatic, like, that is insane. So very big kind of, I feel like, morale boost for CSU.
The analyst panel said it, right? I mean, right after that victory, CSU, they were just ecstatic. They were jumping back and forth. You can see the momentum definitely favoring them here. And you can already see as well, even though Sol is on a pick like a carry, he's already very, very aggressive in lane here up against Lark, trying to bully him all the way at the start of the game. KenG going to be able to reveal MP the King there as he tries to go for an invade. And we can remember game number 1 against FNOC. See you soon. MP the King, he might as well just change his name to MP the Ling.
MP the Ling, I like it.
How well he was able to play and execute this Ling.
You know, he's locked in. If anything you saw from the last series, he is ready to just play. It's funny because I see him always training. He's always actually in the gym in the morning, and I happen to see him there really locked in, getting his cardio in before the matchups here. And interestingly enough, because he's playing out of his mind so far throughout this this day, we'll see if he can replicate it here. And I think that begs the question for Team Falcons.
Yes, MP. Yes.
What do they do? Yeah, what do they do to handle MP the King on this Ling?
See, Team Falcons, I feel like now with the Kagura, they're just going to try to surprise him. They're just going to try to burst him down before he can even go for anything. But the thing is, the way CSU have been able to make it work is the fact that they've been layering it so well. MP the King, every single team fight comes in very late. And you can already see Falcons, they need to utilize this pace all the way from the start of the game. KenG on the turtle already. Even though CSU actually have a bit more prio up top in the XP lane, KenG will be able to secure it now with the Bravest Fighter. Felix trying to go for some damage, will be able to get the slice twice. Furious dive into the Petrify. Down to the Yin Yang overturn. Good night. Takes him down. Ra gonna be caught on the 4 members in the enemy purple buff. Team Falcons are online.
Hi, Team Falcons, they're like, momentum from CSU. We'll go ahead and fight them for it. Boxy pretty deep, but he should be fine. He is on this Grok here. Just going to check things out and delay that Pro Ball. We're going to take a look at the replay brought to us by STC. This was already after Turtle was taking, but great decisions. And look at the early burst also from Goodnight already early on with this Kagura pick. That's the power of this hero. Doesn't pop up too much in a current meta, but it does. I feel like it's starting to shine here. You know, picks in the mid lane. I know the gentleman on the desk earlier talked about the picks in the mid lane. You see a lot of Farsa, you see a lot of Valentina, but it's nice to see this Kagura locked in, and how little round this lineup from Team Falcons already getting that early lead on.
Slowly but surely, Falcons now trying to push that lead super. Getting that knock up. And now it's just going to be KenG and Goodnight to secure Lethal Wanderer. Still going to be playing it a bit passively, though, because again, right, for Team Falcons, they can play with the super fast pace, with this kind of composition going for the burst, but they can also scale up. They have KenG, they have Lark. Lark will be online in around, what, the 12th minute of the game. So Team Falcons, they're actually quite comfortable just playing it like this, the way CSU want to play it so far. Also still waiting for the mid game, but definitely for Falcons, I think there's one thing that they need to get done in the early game, which has to be shutting MP the Ling.
Shutting him down, shut down MP the Ling. And part of that too is utilizing, you know, Minoan Fury, you have that, you have the Yuuzhan pick that we see Ding utilizing here, is already using that Dragon form in this 1v1, but part of it is stopping MP the King from roaming around, getting the setup potential, but so far from what we've seen, he follows up very late into the fights, and that's how he's able to capitalize. Sometimes we don't even know if this game he's going to pick up the Skypiercer here, but he goes and starts this turtle up, objective now online. CSU wants to go ahead and equalize the turtles, so they keep them busy in the mid lane. This could just very well be a free turtle in the hands of CSU.
Yeah. Falcons can't really go for anything here, so it should be MP the King just picking it up. Now wild charge on the 3 members. The Soul rotates over as well. Super forced to use the Minus Fury onto Ra. Up top, MP the King finding the kill. Minus Fury now by Ra as he steals it away with the IMU. Meanwhile, up top, KenG trying to do some damage. Tempest of Blaze will be able to knock him up. MP the King trying to go for the Blaze right now, but KenG will be able to outplay under the turret, finding a kill back. Boxy, no wild charge, puts the barrier down. KenG will be able to get out.
I guess that's the answer. How do you stop MP the Ling? There you go. KenG's going to do it. He's going to scratch him to death and wasn't able to utilize even the Tempest of Blades there. And KenG's been having a heck of a time just trying to get his buff. you know, Boxy the King's going to go ahead and continue to just be a nuisance on this Grok. That's what he's doing. We're taking a look at the gold differences falling into place here. Nothing too crazy just yet, but at this point, you know, even for Sariam Felix, as he builds up on this Lapu Lapu pick. Oh, okay. It's finally going to be handled. Boxy might get fired back here. He should be able to get out.
He doesn't have the wild charge, but he will decide not to use it. Not the flicker, not the wild charge. Boxy decides to give it away.
Wow.
Wants to save it for the next turtle.
Yeah, so we'll see if that ends up being value, you know, later on. I think as we take a look at the first items being locked in, a Berserker's Fury now there for MP the King, Hunter Strike over there for Ding. As these first items are picked up, you want to also pay attention to this Nathan pick, this Natan pick for Lark. Lark is one of the best gold laners, if not the best gold laner from the MENA region. And I believe he was the finals MVP as well. So going against Soul here, when we saw just the performance from Soul from the previous matchup, we're gonna see if that 1v1 or later on, if Lark's damage on this Natan paired up with Kagura could work out really well in the team fights.
You know, fun fact, in the MPL MENA Season 5 Grand Finals, Lark was the one who utilized the carry a few times to beat Twisted Mind. So very comfortable on this pick right now. The Yin overturn, catching Boxy. He's still able to go for the wild charge. Cancel out Good Night using the anti-CC, or the Purify rather, in his kit. Very well. Black Dragon form by Ding, gonna be melted down from the skies by Soul, but it's baited in the ultimate. Now as MP the King goes on as well. Now Super with a minute Fury knocking 3 members up. The Raw will be able to respond over to it. MP winning the retreat battle. Super gets demolished in the front lines. Kenji won't be able to go for more. Will be forced back. See you soon with a great trade.
Yeah, I feel like, hold on, MP the King gonna get the kill on Ding too. The shots, it's not gonna be enough to get the kill, but okay, they go and trade pretty much objectives, the kills as well. You know, from that last fight, Super started up that fight. This is all for the purple buff. They're gonna force Kenji out.
Oh, Lark, I don't know about that. Pops Entropy gets bursted down by Soul on the carry. 1-0-1. But what was that damage?
We were just talking about the gold laners, man, and Soul shows up. Interestingly enough, that Team Falcons, you know, you find themselves responding to the pressure on these resources. Look at this. Boxy has been doing this the entire game, but this time around, they force so much pressure, it forces Team Falcons to respond, and then they get punished off of it. You know, Boxy the King here, I had him on the round table. He's not a man of many words, but when he does speak, you love to hear it because of how confident he is. He's been with See You Soon since the beginning of his career as he got onto this team and is only stuck with See You Soon since then.
Solo kill down below, Lycan pounce there to dodge away, but MP the King again, finding the assassination, escaping as well. As Boxy tries to go for the invade now, putting the barrier down and forcing Super to go for a rather awkward path back to safety. Gets smacked in the face by the powered nature. He says, no problem, I got that healing.
He's got it, he's got the healing, and right now, See You Soon's got this side of the jungle. Wishing Lantern also picked up by Ross, so now look at the pressure on this tier 2. I'm not sure if Team Falcons actually wants to initiate this. Super does have them in Fury, but it looks like they're just gonna watch that tier 2 taken down, so See You Soon playing the macro game.
Slowly but surely now, Ding doing some damage. Furious down defensively as now the Bravest Spider will be used up. The 2 slashes, the final one to back away. Ding gonna be slowed down now with the wild charge connecting. Super goes in, but gets terrified before he can go for the Mini's Fury. Rob pops it in, and it seems Super won't be able to take that damage. Now, dang! That's a 5-man or a 4-man Petrify, but no one's there following up. Lark is gonna be demolished in the back, forced to use the entropy defensively. 3 members down, traded in just for Soul.
I don't know what it is, man. It looks like Team Falcons is just a little disjointed in some of the calls and some of the entries they're going for here. You mentioned it, a great Petrify from Ding, great set, but there's no follow-up. And that is tough to see from Team Falcons, and part of that is in light to their lineup, the composition they brought to the table here. But See You Soon, after all that, will go ahead and grab themselves this first Lord of the game. Hozclaw's now picked up for MP the King. We've seen so many 1v1s even under the objectives between him and Kenji. And he's got to get some of that sustained now. We're taking a look real quick. Once again, items fall into place. You got 3 items now for Soul. He has that Trinity he's looking for, Corrosion Scythe, the Golden Staff, the DHS, and some defensive items are going to be needed here, especially for Super. If he's looking to get that Minoan Fury off, get the combination, Flicker's going to be down, so he doesn't have that. So this is going to be a difficult defense. Team Falcons has to be able to defend this to stay in this game. It's a 10-minute mark. You're already looking at the damage dealt from this lineup from See You Soon. It's very aggressive. They could possibly, if they win a decisive fight here, could end the game on this. Lord now makes its way to the mid lane. What can Team Falcons do?
Well, Lark can go for the entropy now, but with Boxy the King using the conceal, walking up right there, it is going to be very, very tough for Lark to actually utilize the wave clear that he has in the kit. With the first Lord, they're able to crack open the base. Base turret number 1 taken down in the mid lane right now. The Brave Spider will be used again by Felix just to escape. Boxy again, very, very patient on that wild charge. Doesn't want to go for it just yet. Wants to hold out as another mini wave will be crashing down up top. Soul just munching on the turret. 2 base turrets in the 10th minute of the game for See You Soon. And they might want to make it 3 as they rotate over to the bottom lane just without peeking. Oh my goodness! Almost gets bursted down the wild charge. Straight into the damage from Soul. The fade away. One last shot to do it, but Felix won't be able to get it. Forced to flicker back out now. Goes for the stun. Just anticipating some of the damage coming out. Oh, the fade away coming up from Soul as Riyadh disengages with the Minus Fury stolen away. And the King's returning over. Top of the blaze to escape from the Minus Fury is now it's going to be the King picking up all the plays, but will be forced back with the Finch poise. See You Soon. They'll take 2 base turrets. They'll lose 2 members, and they'll say, okay.
It's a little messy, but hey, they're still in the game for Team Falcons. That was brutal for them, but eventually they hold on to the 1 base turret. We're going to take a... There's so much happened here. Look at this portion of the replay. It's already when a lot of that happened already. Ding nearly goes down. Great usage of the Minoan Fury with that Temps Blades. They hold on a little bit longer. They get MP the King out. Because if they weren't able to get him that low, I feel like he probably could have picked up the kill. He's not going that route of the Sky Piercer. So that threat of getting executed isn't there just yet unless we see that later in the game. But right now, 12 minutes in, man, See You Soon is just on point, gets the BOD locked in. Good Night does pick up the Divine Glaive. So what we're seeing here, if you're from Team Falcons, you want to be able to get the setup, Minoan Fury or from Ding, and then follow through with that yin-yang overturn. And Lark hasn't been able to shine just yet. Conceal play going to be used though. Boxy the King will push further in, forcing them back.
Oh, wild charge not connecting. Ding able to escape with the Black Dragon form. They baited out a big ultimate, but they used 2. See You Soon now. Going back to the Lord area, trying to go for it. Lark actually has picked up an item, Power Spike, but take a look at Soul. Take a look at See You Soon.
Oh no.
Deleting the Lord. Now MP the King goes for the Tempest of Blades off the back line. Knows Ding doesn't have the Black Dragon, but goes in for the Blaze as well. Oh, gets gunned down before he can even fly away. Team Falcons, they find a big pick, and it's a good time for them to find that pick. See You Soon want to go for the siege.
That Holy Crystal pickup gonna help the Lark there pump out a little extra damage to get MP the King down. So we'll see. They still have the full force of the lineup. Minoan Fury 4 Raw here. Last turret goes down. Lord's in the base.
That's an enhanced Lord now. He's already on the base. They're not actually going to try to take away. That's a wild charge connected to the back line, but Lark will be able to purify out of it. Super goes over to Minus Fury as well as Raw. But take a look at Lark, still free. Hitting in the back. Good night. Again, able to find a yin-yang overturn, but there's no damage. Soul with the flicker forward. Try to go for the pick onto Lark, but will not be able to get it done. Falcons, though, they live to see another day.
I don't know what it was. Like, it was a great entry from Good Night. The yin-yang overturn was there, but there just wasn't enough damage. And if you look at it, you know, they're, what, 7,000 gold behind? So maybe if it was a little bit more even in terms of the economy, that would have went better for Good Night. Again, as we take a look at the replay here, great usage. Once again, Super has done a fantastic job at using the Minoan Fury, buying more time for the follow-up to come through, and that's where we see Good Night entry in. Isn't able to capitalize on that damage. And you can see some of that, you know, the reaction, the frustrations here too, of course, as they're still holding on. You know, they still hold on to this game. It hasn't ended just yet, but See You Soon, they might try to go just for a game ender, but they have to respect this damage. Ding's gonna go ahead and get on out of there. Will get back to base, heal up, has to use the dragon form. But man, at this point, some of these last items are going to be picked up. Athena Shield now for Super. Definitely needs that to go ahead and have a better time for the setup potential with this Minoan Fury. Lane's pushing in here. See You Soon. They don't really have much they can do until that Lord possibly comes up in about a minute. So they just want to control this side of the map, control the jungle. We're going to see some key items being picked up here. This is where Natan shines. Has the Holy Crystal, has the Divine Glaive now available to him. So Lark, the positioning is massive here. He does have a Purify. and that might be a crucial point in staying alive from the initiation.
We've been seeing a lot of, well, actually, we haven't really been seeing a lot of Natans here at MSC 2024, but even when we do, we don't really see him get to his item power spikes. You know,
the games.
It's very early game-centric, the gameplay, the plan right now for every single team. So Natan really hasn't been able to find the timing to go for those items, but now we see that from Team Falcons. Lark, with the 3 super mini waves constantly pushing in, See You Soon are basically giving away farm to Lark, and he's been taking all the value out of it. So See You Soon, they need to get the job done here with the next Lord, because the later the game goes, Lark will make it as though, you know, he's the assassin. He's going to be doing some true damage, it feels.
Already got to preview that, you know?
Going in, Ding used the Fierce Dive earlier, will be forced to use the defensive Black Dragon form. Now going to be Lark caught on the back line by Boxy. Now with the flicker forward and the barrier catching him. MP the King with the Tempest Ablaze. Lark all the way in the front. The main carry taken out. Well played to See You Soon. MP flashing a BTR emote as he goes for it. He has a triple kill. Might be going for the Savages. They will be taken down by Soul. That's game number 1 for See You Soon.
And See You Soon will continue on with the momentum they built from the last series into this one. MP the Ling here once again. Man, what a performance from this entire lineup. Really, not even, they knew that they could get the Lord, but instead it was like Team Falcons wanted to duke it out. They wanted to possibly get some information. And See You Soon knew that they had the advantage. They had the lead. And if they just solved it by getting a great Guardians Bears set up, closing in on Team Falcons, they could get a kill or two. And they happened to get Lark, as we were talking about the Natan, especially in the late game. Man, again, great game here that we got to see from See You Soon. And I know there's going to be a lot to break down here and say on the analyst stand. So, gentlemen, go ahead and take this away and tell us how this one went.
I would say this almost went to the way of Falcons, man. They almost win that, but one crucial catch coming in from the Grok, getting it then a ton, it ends it.
Yeah, I have my own draft principles, and typically if I want to go double scaling, like Roger, for example, as well as Nathan, they need a lot of farm, right? I have this hero that I always call the Bridge, which is a mage typically with long wave clear, so that whatever happens, you clear the waves, you prolong the fights, you get into that zone where late game, and when you're getting pushed like this, you have a way to end it. Kagura is not that kind of hero, right? Kagura wants to eliminate heroes, which, with all due fairness, Goodnight was making a lot of good plays, but it's just that the farm wasn't enough. I believe that I can sum this up as Falcons just being very greedy with their composition, but they have a lot of potential to show us what can happen in the late game. When everyone's stacked up, it's gonna be a big brawl versus See You Soon.
Yeah, personally for me, I think that even when we're looking at the composition, even some of the items, right, like Goodnight was very close to making the big Maniac, like one-shot build against everybody, but still, great itemization from See You Soon. They recognized the initial problem and afterwards started itemizing against that magic damage to eventually start snowballing out of control.
See You Soon made the most out of their composition, I would say, in a way that it's unorthodox, right? But fair, look at See You Soon. They were struggling in the early stages because they're getting kills. In fact, they had to kind of forfeit some of the kills. But what they did was to give the side lanes to the Ling as well as the carry, and then activate the Lapu-Lapu very early. Rarely would you see an XP laner get into the mid lane as soon as possible, like around 5 minutes, right? But there was practically a switch for the lanes, which I think was kind of genius, because now you buy a lot of time for your Ling to farm up.
In the very exact same concept, we did actually see that from Falcons as well, right? Because we did see Roger actually picking up on towards the mid waves, even though the EXP has rotated to catch it. Yeah. So at the same cost, it's really who scales faster in these types of games.
True.
And unfortunately, Ling is just that much quicker across the map.
I agree.
I mean, again, going up against MP the Ling. Now, here's the theory, right? Here's the theory. Maybe going up against See You Soon, first secure blue side so that you can ban the Ling. Okay. You can ban the Bane. You can first pick the Roger, and then letting MP the King, I don't know, pick up something like high booster or something. Because if you're red side and you're having banned the Louis, the Chips, only having one ban doesn't feel enough going up against See You Soon.
It's gonna be difficult, unless you soon, bans the Louis again for themselves. So that
That could happen.
That's a handicap, I guess. Right now, like it came to a point where that is a handicap that they give so that their opponents can eventually match up against their draft. Oh my. The coachless Seiyusun is drafting so well.
They really are. Because initially we thought, hey, maybe the Drizzler was like the big linchpin that keeps this comp together. But not anymore, right? There's still multiple ways and these backup plans for Seiyusun.
That's right. Unbelievable. And to be fair, with Falcons, I think that they have an interesting composition. Maybe if they did pick up the Kagura and maybe change up their marksman choice. Maybe Beatrix, perhaps, which was available, going up as a carry. Maybe they go back to their Clint. Actually, this probably was the game that I would have recommended the Clint. Or even a Brody, perhaps. Brody's great versus the Ling,
Brody, yeah.
But, I think that if they wanted to pick the Nathan, there should have been a change. Should be a Nana or Aurora so that they have wave clear. If they wanted really to pick up that Kagura, pick up a different Goldaner, I would say. That's not that farm dependent.
Wolf, you know what? If I learn anything from See You Soon, keep it simple.
Exactly.
Don't think like a coach.
Exactly. Don't think like a coach.
Think like a coach. Think like a player. Yo, players.
I love it.
What hero do you like to use? Oh, I like this. What you don't like to go up against? I don't like that.
Yeah.
So they ban it. Like, make it as simple as possible.
Dare I say, and this is a hot take, right?
Okay.
Because if you're looking at Team Liquid Echo, they are very vocal about them being led by Carl Tizzy when it comes to the drafting. So it's essentially a player's draft.
Yeah.
So is this the era of the players drafting?
I don't know. Orgs are like, well, we can save a lot of money here.
Okay. Before we get too crazy, we gotta look at our Sony MVP of the game. We're gonna jump on that topic again, because honestly, this feels like a podcast kind of topic, but we gotta look at our Sony MVP of the game, and I gotta say, is it MP the King again? Because it might as well be, right?
Yeah.
Without a doubt, personally. I think... Look at these plays, right? Like, MP the King is baiting out resources from their opponents. And obviously, he did get punished one or two times, right?
There was...
The big one from Ding with Petrify. That one was really great because it was all about timing. But I think at this point of time, they have to pick their poison. Falcons need to decide whether or not, hey, I don't mind you having Ling, or better yet, start swapping out the Minotaur for something like Tilda to have the extra bit of space.
Finally, some spotlight on Raw, because we were impressed with his performance going up against Fnatic Onyx this time as well. I mean, there wasn't really big like IMU play that he was able to do, but the fact that he's outputting the damage to his opponents, going in for this build, wishing Lantern on this Valentina with a Divine Grip, that's out of touch. By the way, he rushed it because this was his third item. Typically, you go Winter Crown after some offensive items or the Blood Wing so that you have a little bit of hybrid. He went in for damage. He went in for the punch.
Is it a crazy thing to say? You use the Wishing Lantern more as a vision item when you hit your skills, and then when they try to hide in the bush, then MP the King is like, oh, I can see the... No, that's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's stretchy enough to be like, there's a hidden utility in that item.
I guess, but in order for that to proc, you kind of already see your opponent anyway, so...
I mean, as long
when
as
you go inside the bush,
that's
see them and then they go inside the bush.
Oh wait, then again, there's already the glowing wand to be fair.
Okay, you know what?
I want to say though, that is applicable if there's Xavier, because it's a global. And I think we saw that yesterday when Sanji played it. Pop your ultimate, you know where the Ling eventually will go, something like that.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Honestly, I think that when we really have to boil this down to like what are the key linchpins that are making the See You Soon comp actually work, right? And I think that Ra, very much so the MVP, they need to start considering whether or not this Valentina is too much to handle, right? Because his spacing is incredible, and he's making sure that he's like filling in the cracks of the wall, just an entire filter to make sure that they don't find any gaps from the side of Falcons.
What I want the viewers to understand now is that the Valentina as a pick, as a hero, is now being used against damage/assassin jugglers. That's your go-to, like, because if you go back to somewhere along the lines of a Vexana, for example, you're exposed. If you go to a Farsa, yeah, sure, it wins over the Valentina, but you saw that even Sans, the Farsa god in the world, is getting forced out by Lings, right? So Farsa, not good against assassins. There are rare mages that are good against assassins. Valentina falls in that place. Which means that, yeah, I think that if we're going up against CU soon, Valentina is a point of contention. Fnatic Onyx tried it. They almost won when they banned out that Valentina. But for sure, it's proven. Ross Valentina, it's not about the hero-player combination. It's more about what it does for the draft.
No, honestly, I feel like that's a very good point. The Valentina has been showing up. And for you guys at home, are you curious? Because I'm curious to see the STC prediction. I wonder which side are you guys on, because just now it was 16%. Oh, it rose up. 54% says Falcons going to win. 46% says CU Soon is going to win.
Wow.
Where are you guys at?
Wow. We're the Sooners. Where are you guys? Why are we not voting for CU Soon more after them win against Fnatic Onyx?
They're probably in the Sooner Cave at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sooner Cave. But I think overall, you're totally right. I do think there needs to be a change in that. I think the Kagura was an interesting idea. Yeah. Maybe take it one step further. Go into the Lunox, go into the Kadidas, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. For you guys, if you're a Sooner and you want to vote for CU Soon, go to play.gg right now and actually put in your predictions before the game is over. Because again, let's remind ourselves, if CU Soon wins 2-0 and then SRG just wins one against Fnatic Onyx at our ALJ match of the day, CU Soon is going to the knockout stage.
Unbelievable.
So crazy.
And
what an amazing day.
You know what? If they do win against Falcons, they will at least buy another best of one, no matter what happens.
Yes.
Because that will be a three-way tie, right?
That's
exactly
true.
So
it's either three-way on the upper side or the bottom side.
Yeah. But eventually they would have technically played their 4-match suspension already, and their coaching staff can come back in. Am I correct?
I think
a series.
Yeah, I think series.
Match means series, game means the individual game.
Yeah, this is one match. Best of 2 is one match.
So this is the second match.
Gotcha.
But at this point, come on, do
we really want to put the weights back on?
Oh, come on.
Again, we're not saying anything about the coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not saying anything about the coaches. We're just saying about when things are simple, it's easier for your mind to be set free.
Exactly. And by the way, we're not even saying that having coaches is actually like a deterrent for them winning. They actually won one game versus SRG, legitimately, they played it out and almost won another one. So I think that we have just all been sleeping when CU Soon are just awake because
you've been a coach, Wolf. I've been a coach, and we both
have I been?
You know what? Like we helped out the teams, but sometimes it's like having a kid. You know, like you help them out, let them understand the basics, and then you gotta let them fly. Yeah. You gotta let them make their own decisions. But now we're jumping into the draft. CU Soon. Now they're on blue side. Falcon, red side, Ling, Roger, Ban, Chips open.
Oh, Chips ban first.
Oh, sorry, Chips ban, but now Louis is open. I mean, they can ban the Louis.
Honestly, my guess is if Louis is available, they're probably gonna pick Valentina anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
That's true.
Okay, so Louis, oh man, Valentina, all my guess coins.
Every single one of them.
Whoa, come on, relax, man.
Yeah. It can't be that wild, unless they start changing things up. I am curious to know what exactly MP is going to get access to this time around.
They haven't picked it. They're thinking about it. It's not an easy first pick here. Maybe this is where it's like, okay, maybe we need a coach.
Yeah, there it is. Valentina. All right.
Okay, your guess
guys are safe. I think you take away the tourism now, right? If you're Falcons, don't give it to Mr.
Sorry, I'm Felix.
Sorry, I'm Felix.
Seriously, I'm Phoenix.
Seriously, I'm Felix. That could be true.
Okay, do you pick up the Moskov now since it's the hero that's one of the stronger heroes out there? But then again, I think you pick up Terizla and probably the Minotaur that they really like because that's just how they operate. Then again, you expose it to the Valentina, so maybe that's a point of consideration. But
I don't know. I think they need to start changing up their plans. So far, they haven't won like any of their games with the Minotaur in hand. You might as well go for something simpler like Matilda to like try and kind of get out of the ways and still have some access to single target lockdown.
Yeah. Farsa Terizla.
I agree with this. This is a very good pick. Okay. Although I would say maybe the Farsa is a little bit early since there's no way that CU Soon is going to pick up another mage, but you know that's nitpicky.
Yep. I think you go Yuzhong, right? For if you're See You Soon, or maybe a Lapu-Lapu.
Usually, I mean, Rock also works as well, right?
Yeah, Moscow is great, but maybe they'll settle for I don't know, maybe a assassin like a Hayabusa. Honestly, they go for the Cho and the carry. They really like this carry pick. Interesting.
Huh. I guess they're trying to make some hard reads here, right?
Yeah.
I think it could be just like that. They might be thinking that Falcons are responding according to their draft and looking to deny as many picks as possible rather than playing their own game.
I agree. Cho's interesting because I will not be that comfortable thinking that this will be Roam. Like this could be a EXP jungle Cho, you know? This is MP the King, so gotta be always careful about that.
See You Soon, pick up Bane, and then Falcon pick up like a Julian or something.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yep. So for Falcon, how do you answer the carry? You go for Claude maybe. The Moskov, as we did say. They eventually still get their Moskov, so I think Falcons are very happy about how the draft turned out.
Well, for now. Things could still turn around in these last 2 picks, which See You Soon consistently have Shock does.
Exactly.
And consistently get their like prime picks.
Yeah. So you ban the Yuzhong now, and I think you still ban the Bane for all intents and purposes. Hayabusa, as we did say, could also be the choice for See You Soon, especially that they have shown their Moskov. Tigreal ban and eventually the Minotaur ban. See You Soon. The Falcons really like that.
Is there a possibility? I feel like there's a possibility for Fanny here. I don't know whether Falcons are going to ban this out, right? I've noticed a couple of things, but like it's starting to look good, and especially with the Cho that felt a little out of place on blue side.
That is too sus. Sharing a third pick Cho at this rate, you know? Yeah, I do agree with you.
Oh my goodness. Is Falcon going to ban it?
Falcon is in a very tight spot because they have to ban both Fanny, Bane, and Yuzhong. Because Yuzhong is great versus Moskov and Farsa altogether.
So they ban the Arlet.
Okay.
I guess open it all up, right? Open it all up.
But
see what you
the
can get.
like good against the Arlet?
Hey man.
Yeah.
That's up to him. He chooses what he wants to fight.
Yeah. I understand though because I think that they're kind of scared about the Farsa. They want to protect the Farsa with that Arlet, but then again you expose the Yuzhong. So I think Falcon might just go back to the Minotaur or the Grok at this point. Reserve your jungle, I guess. That will be the last pick. So the benefit of getting the actually even Grok is a problem. Maybe get the Ruby actually instead. Because if you pick the Grok, that's Valentina picking the wall charge.
That's the thing, right? I guess there's a couple of overlaps that are a little concerning here. I think as of right now, you might as well just overload the Valentina. You already have the penalty zone. You already have like the feathered airstrike. You just need to find the overlap that cancels out their feathered airstrike. If stolen, worst comes to worst, you still need people who carry Purifies.
Well, in that case, I think you just go main. They go back shot.
Okay. I mean, it's safe.
Safe. Okay.
For all intents and purposes, Baxia, first item blade armor, you can deal-ish with the carry.
There's usually the Hellcurt. Oh my god. Yeah, this is an MP the King Hellcurt.
Look at them. They're cheering. They're like, let's go Hellcurt.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so how the typical answer to the Hellcurt before was the Akai, and it's a valid pickup for Falcon. The Rome, by the way, Rome Akai. Apart from that, you might just sell for Rafaela or the Florin. Or Florin also works.
The floor, I think this is the scary part, right? Because as soon as level 4 hits, if Florin is just caught lacking or walking around the river by herself, insta-killed. Feather Airstrike comes, Dark Knight falls. You can't hit anything if you can't see him.
I don't know, Wolf. I'm siding with Gideon here.
I understand.
So casters, we haven't seen Hellcurt in a while. And even in this game, we might not even see him because he might turn off the lights. And with that being said, we're passing it over to the casters.
Interesting draft we have here. Gentlemen, thank you for breaking it down for us. Of course, it's me, Naisu, and Mirko on the desk to bring you guys this last game for this series between Team Falcons and See You Soon. What do you feel about the Hellcurt pick, Mirko?
I like it, you know? This is exactly the draft I expected when there are no coaches around.
Yep. You know, and we'll see this time around if the Hellcurt surprises us from MP the Ling now to MP the Kurt. MP the Hellcurt? I don't know.
MP the Knight.
MP the Knight. We'll find out. Jump into the land of Dawn again for us. in a very crucial match for See You Soon to be partly the decider of what can happen here for this group of champions, the group of death, as both these junglers go ahead and start up. Kenji this time around will go ahead and take this Baksha. That has been a pick now for a lot of teams when they want to kind of step back a little bit, slow things down, because look, I mean, Super's on a Florin. Very different from what we saw from the previous game where he locked in that Minotaur. He was a big frontliner for them. And also emblem-wise, anything sticking out here to you for emblems?
Not really. It doesn't seem
Temporal
like anybody is going to go for anything crazy, except, yeah, Super with the Temporal Rain. Master Assassin and both the Marksmen, by the way, still going for that lane dominance here, trying to get the advantage in the lane. But, yeah, man, I don't know. For See You Soon, it almost seems like they're doing better without the help of the coaches. Again, they had their whole conversation there. Boxy, though, now with the Jikundo, trying to go for the reset on the Shunpu, will be able to do so. And good night. What do you think of the Kagura pick earlier? Now back to the Farsa pick. It almost seemed like, they wanted to go for something crazy, and then they said, okay, maybe a bit too crazy.
You know, I agree with what like Wolf and Gideon were also saying about this, where mid is just in a position where it's kind of awkward because the rise of assassins once again in the current meta, especially when Ling is on the table a lot of times, it's difficult to be a mage right now, because you got to be able to play quite defensively. I don't think anything's going to result into this unless Boxy doesn't have a level 4. We'll take some damage, but everybody's down here in the bottom lane.
Even Ra just rotating down below, dishing out some damage, forcing Kenji back.
Get that XP, before this turtle comes up, a couple seconds away. But yeah, I think the Kagura, it was great to see, but it just didn't end up having enough damage, especially in the late game where they got to. So turtle's up here. MP the game gonna try to push him back. Oh, good night.
Boxy in a 2v1, still able to escape, goes back in. Good night, might actually be taken down, has to purify down. He flickers forward, Boxy, but it's first blood over to Good Night. MP the King securing it now with Deadly Stinger. Soul might get another solo kill up top, and Lark will be able to escape for now. Soul's looking for it. Feather Airstrike again on Tara in the mid lane. Good Night. 2 early kills for the Farsa.
Hey, that's great for Good Night. 2 early kills on this mage that's already, provides so much burst damage available this early on. You get 2 early kills, then you're online way quicker than you originally would be. So that's crucial for Good Night and just for the whole team of Team Falcons to be able to contest of what See You Soon can bring to the table here. I think part of this too is as long as you can survive when MP the King initiates, but look at this once again right on the shot there. Feathered Airstrike set up from Good Night, and
look at that smile.
He's feeling good about it, man.
He's really feeling good about that.
Uh-oh.
Here, MP the King trying to go for an invade again. Boxy going to be stopped down by the Poissons and stunned down by Super. Even with Ra with the Feather Airstrike, Boxy able to escape. One last hit should do it. Now the Deadly Stingers down on Kenji. It was all a bait. Now Good Night. That smile might be going away as MP jumps with a Deadly Stinger. Feather Airstrike, not enough to take MP down. Now with the stun as well. One last hit from Super. Oh, penalty zone from Ding, rotating all the way from the XP lane to get rid of MP the Kurt.
They have to get him, man. They can't let MP the King do what he did in the previous game, and it looked like it was going to happen unless Ding rotated there. Now here on the top side of the map, Boxy goes in with a dragon. I don't think he's just going to be shoved out. Nothing that can happen there, so great usage of that Purify. And part of this, every single time that we see this Cho locked in here, we know that now with the change where you get that little 180% basic attack when that bar is full, you can actually do pretty well, especially with Concussive Blast. Gonna force out again with the Feathered Airstrike, so that's already utilized, and this is where you're gonna see a whole lot of, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of Feathered Airstrike from both sides.
A lot of airstrikes.
A lot of airstrikes. Ra has this Valentina, and that's pretty much gonna be the job so far. Next objective does come up here, and I'm expecting with Team Falcons, the little lead that they got on Good Night, they should actually have a pretty good time. Oh, we have the dragon again.
Jaden CC'd with the Terrify and the Furious Dive. Running to the passive TOT, and the Deadly Stingers gets rid of him. Together with the passive, now Kenji all alone. No more healing for Kenji, but he's still trying to run MP the King down. 2 members taken out. Felix going at it onto Good Night, going for the passive again. Oh my God, with a Purify even. Might not be enough. Boxy, a bit of a misplay there. The Feather Airstrike catches him. That's a turnaround as Ra will try his best to go for the Feather Airstrike kill on a Good Night, but he's able to sidestep, get in the shield as well. You can hear the crowd chant and, kind of cheer for Good Night sidestep there.
Yeah, that was some good bobbing and weaving from Good Night there, and able to punish Boxy, as I was just talking about the Cho pick. So if they can punish that way, that's great for Team Falcons, but again, that still the objectives are in favor here of See You Soon. Taking a look at the items real quick before some more action breaks out. You've got the War Axe already available for Sarium Felix. Corrosion Scythe there now for Soul, has that online against the same thing over here for Lark. So gold lane-wise, it's pretty much even. You know, it's coming down to that skill matchup, and so far Soul has been on point. Mid lane,
Ding all alone. Penalty zone to try to defend the turret. Away the dragon by Boxy. Over to Kenji, but gets stunned up now by Goodnight. And will be able to escape with the Shunpu. But Team Falcons unable to defend that mid-tier 1. It seems they're still looking for, you know, some sort of farm, trying to slow the pace of the game, because obviously this is a scaling composition that they're playing with. They're trying to go for the wave clears, trying to wait for Super to get to his item power spike, and then maybe in the prolonged team fight, if they are able to layer some of these abilities and start, you know, baiting out the resources from See You Soon, then it'll be good.
And that's the thing. As we look at some of these items fall into place, we know that Moscov's can change the course of a game. It just needs that time to build up, and like I said, he's still working on that second item to fall into place here. But late game, if they can get there, the Moskov can be crucial, plus the true healing that you get with this Florin pickup. So right now, I feel like the bases are pretty much covered for Team Falcons. It's just, how do you stop yourself from getting too far behind? I mean, we're already, look at the gold difference, right? 20,000 here for See You Soon to 16.6 for Team Falcons. Defensive penalty zone gonna be used by Ding. He's trapped.
4 members in the bottom lane. Boxy, Way the Dragon to chain him down. Now with Felix all the way with the Furious Dive there. Still waiting on that Furious Dive. Ding getting the healing down with Feather Airstrike. Will get rid of his HP bar together with Felix as he finally goes for the Furious Dive. But Goodnight takes him out. A bit too overextended there, Felix. But it seems to See You Soon. They'll still be able to go onto the turtle. Kenji getting melted down by Soul. Gets a bit of healing with the flash of the Oasis. Soul continuing the damage all alone. And Team Falcons, Kenji can't handle that.
That's why he loves the carry. You know, he's been picking this hero up for time after time, and he's just able to go ahead and shred through. And that's when you're wondering, you know, Super picked up this Florin pick. You're almost thinking, how much value can you get currently from this Florin pick with the Temporal Rain in comparison to, let's just say, what we saw from previous, where the Minotaur was really able to set things up or even peel for the team here. This time around, you're relying on the Boxer and Ding on the Terizla to be that front to back if you need it and just sustain through it. So again, it goes back to Lark, needs the time to farm up, has to catch up here. But looking at the items already, I mean, 4 MP the King, he's just stacked this early on.
Boxy again just goes in, Jikundo will be able to Shunpu back out. They're still trying to go for the invade here on the orange buff as Boxy walks up again. Penalty zone locking him down. Boxy will be taken out. Felix should disengage here. Kenji is still there using a poison sauce. Now the airstrike actually threatens Felix's life. Dark Knight falls into the back line. He goes, but the healing, it's getting to a point where Team Falcons, they don't care about that damage anymore. It's no longer a one-shot threat from the Hellcurt.
Yeah, I think a big part of that was the Flask of the Oasis that was picked up for Super. So, you know, as we get further into the game, you don't see Florence too much. I know the guys mentioned the Raphaela possibly could have been picked up here too, but we'll have to see. MP the King, okay, he's not going to enter that point. They could look, Team Falcons could look to just take this tier 1. Looks like their eyes are set on it. They're going to put the pressure there, forcing MP the King to go back. And at that point, again, late game potential from Team Falcons could be great. As long as they keep things from getting too out of hand. Spirit of Destruction going to be used, but they will lose that tier 2 turret. He doesn't. No, don't.
Don't take it.
Don't take it. And you know what's happening too. When he uses that Spirit of Destruction, you have MP the King pop the ult, and then you don't actually know, right? You don't know 100% if you want to enter that fight because you don't have that information because the lights are out, man.
Yeah, then it'll be really tough for Falcons. But technically, they have Goodnight, so you know maybe they do enjoy a little bit of the evening,
some darkness. And you can see the Dark Knight Falls here, utilized by MP the King, just as a utility, actually. Yeah. Trying to get some more pressure on up. Lark, Abyss Walker forward, clearing up the wave up top. And it does seem like for See You Soon, they're going to have so much more prio on the map to play around as Lord. Already starting it out in the 9th minute of the game here with Soul. Boxy. Boxy goes. Great way the Dragon to punch him down. Now the penalty zone locking him down as well. Kenji gets the healing with the Tortoise Poissage. Trying to escape from the Feathered Airstrike. But look at the chase now. Black Dragon form by Felix, slowing him down slowly but surely. Soul gets rid of him. Kenji, 4th death in this game. Goodnight trying to go for a little bit more damage. Try to force See You Soon out of this Lord. But it seems with that one-man advantage, it's the jungler. They'll be able to take this for free. No contest from Team Falcons.
I don't know, Mirko. I feel like just See You Soon has figured out the Baksha.
We saw this with their game against Fnatic Onic, and you know, Soul does get that Lord there. But the thing about this is, when you have the box shell locked in, you're trying to rotate quickly. You're trying to be that frontline tank. You know, you have the ultimate makes you even more tanky, but they're getting shredded. I mean, even with that, he is taking the damage, but because of the fact that you have Soul here with the carry who handles tanks so well, it almost seems negligible. And now in the mid lane.
Again, great angle of the way to Dragon. Now with the Feather Airstrike, Goodnight trying to clear out the waves, and he will be able to do so. Lark, don't take it. Okay, he doesn't take it, right?
He doesn't take it.
Just goes for it. MP gets rid of the turret up top. That's another tier 2 falling to the hands of See You Soon. Black Dragon form. Gonna be used up as Rod dodges away. Oh, taking a whole lot of damage. Even with the steal on the Bloom, they're not able to get back to full HP. Mid lane, the cannon minion should be able to take their turret down, but they actually CC it, and they keep it alive.
Okay, they keep it alive. Fleeting time also picked up here by Super. And this is where you start to wonder, all right, now that we get to that, you know, mid-game to late-game transition, eventually in a couple minutes here, how well will the healing from Super do in comparison to set potential? Because if you can land the penalty zone, great, sets things up for you. And not only that, but Lark, you know, he's missed it. Oh, hold on. Boxy? He's forced out. They're going to lose that mid-turret finally. You know, CSU knew that Joe was just one hit away. They finally get it down, but going back to it, Goodnight's been doing a great job. Actually, Goodnight and Super, they haven't gone down at all. Holding on to the Purifies, getting a lot of value out of that. And Lark, you saw it earlier. If he just, we've seen this throughout even the wildcard stage and to this point, man. If you don't land that Spear of Destruction where you need to, you're left running to the team fight. So Lark, gets a little more difficult as we approach these objective fights.
Slowly but surely, Team Falcons trying to scale up, but it seems like for right now, they're still really struggling to get to that comfort point. Goodnight trying to read out some of the positions of See You Soon, but the Conceal gets used up. Goodnight, he notices something fishy is going on.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows something is going on. Ra walks up, and the Wings by Wings will be popped in by Goodnight to escape. Ra does get the Feathered Airstrike, though, so that's going to be a big ultimate coming into the next few team fights. And it just feels like for Falcons, even if they scale, See You Soon's composition is built to go up against this front to back. They have so many ways to enter the team fight, so many ways to actually find new and creative angles to attack this very, I would say, like, just a coordinated, reliant draft. Again, that's what Boxy does. Goes in with the Dragon into the Furious Dive.
That was coordinated.
That was coordinated, but it wasn't from Falcons. It was from See You Soon, who has so much more control on the map.
Yeah. And, you know, anytime this Cho's locked in, that's what you're going to have to expect. And I'm surprised that, you know, Team Falcon's still really struggling. And this is around the resources, just the buffs, you know, at this point. So with that, See You Soon, just a single pick off on Kenji is going to allow them to just go ahead and take this Lord. Team Falcon's not in a position really to do much unless, you know, Goodnight just provides information, but he could get sandwiched in. Look at the placements already from Boxy sitting there patiently. So Team Falcons will go ahead and grab that very easily. They'll have to defend against See You Soon's the Lord push. And now with that, See You Soon, they've been in control of the majority of this game. Team Falcons showed some signs of hope fighting back. I mean, we're going to take a quick look at the items. At least Lark has the Wind of Nature. Get some of that defense here available to him. But only Dominance Ice and Athena Shield, the Immortality for Ding. BOD. A lot of the times, yeah. And there's the BOD locked in now for MP the King. So we could possibly see this game ending on this push. Lord's going to go down on the bottom side. So Team Falcons centering around this mid lane. Keep an eye on Boxy. He has Flicker available with the Way of the Dragon. He could actually start the fight. Looks like Darkness is going to fall here.
Dark Knight falls now. MP just shredding through that base turret up top. We'll be able to find it now, as that's another in the bottom lane without the charge of the Enhanced Lord. The Lord still at full HP. Now Falcons decide to go on it. No more mini waves to utilize for See You Soon. A good Feather Airstrike by Goodnight. Try to zone them away, and they will be able to get rid of that Enhanced Lord in the bottom lane. But they have lost 2 base turrets. Boxy the King again with the Conceal trying to go for a play. Right now the Black Dragon form is there as well. The Jikundo knocks thing up. First Soul to melt him down. Immortality is still there to help him up. Felix goes in for the Furious Dive, but gets punished by Lark. Spirit of Destruction as Lark joins in the team fight again. MP the King and he's spotted, but he finds the Stingers. Still not enough as Lark gets the Wind of Nature, gets the healing, and the Flask of the Oasis to survive.
All right, Team Falcons, they hold on to that mid turret. But man, I almost thought they were actually just gonna full send it in the mid lane to fight back after they got started on Felix. Even with the heal that they had, they still had to be checked. They were checked by Ra's damage. You saw that alone. This is why so many teams prioritize the Valentina pick once it's available. throughout the entirety of the game. Even doesn't matter which ultimate is taken here. The raw damage and the skill set from a Valentina, you can see the amount of damage that is dealt already. And a lot of times this is just taking the feathered airstrike themselves for Siyasoon. So once again, Team Falcons, they... Oh, ding.
Might be solo kill. Dark Knight falls. Ding gets the healing. The Spirit of Destruction doesn't connect. And now MP might be caught. Kenji finds it. What happened to Mark in the other side of the map? Now in the mid lane, Soul gonna go for the base turret as MP the King gets taken out. With the feather airstrike will be there to go and clear out the waves. One last shot as Boxy clears or cancels it out rather. One cannon minion up top. But for Siyasoon, I think they're happy with that trade. They got a base turret for MP the King. Up top, it's gonna be Ding versus, sorry, I'm Felix. Felix taking him on into 1v1, winning it out. Boxy walking up again. The feather airstrike stolen away by Ra as Super tries to get a soul, but look at him. He doesn't care the damage. Super melted down. Siyasoon now onto Kenji. It's a double kill for Soul, and it's a 2-0 clean sweep for Siyasoon.
The Cambodian Owls will fly onward again, 2-0 against their opponents here, Team Falcons. Man, oh man, this is... Siyasoon came to play today. I know we've all been saying it. I know everybody woke up today thinking differently about this team, especially what's happened to them in the previous days. But man, are they just playing nearly perfect right now, I'd say. You know, and across the lanes, the lineups that they bring to the table too are very interesting.